Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
And this is our review of my Christmas present from Zombie Cat. It is the 6 scale Hot Toys Avatar Jake Sully action figure. And there's the box. It is gigantic. This is the biggest 6 scale figure we've gotten so far. It was actually shipped to us in a giant vacuum cleaner box. So that just shows you how big it is. So there's the front of the box, which shows the giant home tree. Then you can see some of the Avatar people. I keep calling them Avatar people. The Navi people riding their things there. And you can see a couple more of the Navi people down here. I was saying maybe that's Jake and Natiri, but I think it looks like Jake up there.
Well, maybe they're both.
Well, they could be. That's messed up, though. And there's our floating mountains up there. The rest of the box is pretty plain. Just white. And it's slip covered. It comes off. And you can see I put them in upside down by accident. Because I already had them out looking at them. I didn't put all this stuff on them yet, but I had them out just to look at them. And there you can see this box has the Pandora design on it. There's people that made this figure. And more Pandora. And now we can take him out. So there he is laying in the package there. Took some of the plastic off of him already. There was plastic on his face and his hair that I already removed. Okay, let's get him out. Now when you first take him out of the package, he doesn't have all this stuff on him. As you can see, it's all kind of laying down there. And it comes with beads and necklaces and bracelets you got to stick on him.
A lot of them.
And here's some directions to tell you how to do it. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so we got them all together. Yeah, it took a little bit of work. It wasn't really difficult, it just took a little time. Loincloth.
There's so many pieces, it's hard to figure out what goes where and in what order.
Yeah, well the directions show you, but they're really small. But you got to add like in his little armbands, go up above his bicep.
The directions are also in black and white, so it's hard to tell
Yeah.
which piece exactly they mean.
Yeah, look really close to see which armband goes where. And then he's got his 2 necklaces up there. And then his little necklace that the humans
it's like
made.
A calm thing.
Yeah. He's also got the piece up there to talk into. Or here, I guess. And an armband's over there.
Crazy hair. His hair is ridiculous.
Yeah, I love his hair.
That's the going to war hair.
All them little feathers are just awesome. It's ridiculous.
You know what I was thinking about when we were putting them together, though, with all these decorations everywhere? If you're really getting ready to go to war, you probably shouldn't take time to make all these fucking little braids and feathers and shit everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe the little kids do it. They have to do something.
Yeah, maybe. Well, everybody else probably already had some made up, but he wouldn't.
And there's that little metal thing up there. Looks like it's from the ocean or something. But that's a lot of little braided hairs.
Yeah, it is.
The one thing I wish he would have came with his screaming face. Because he looks cool when he's screaming.
Yeah.
But then they would have to give you 2 heads with all these braids. And I'm guessing that's probably why they didn't do that. But I would have I don't know, I think I would have preferred the screaming face to this one. Like if they only had one, I'd rather have the screaming face. Because he just looks like he's going, huh?
I think they should have done the head like this with the screaming face and then had an alternate head that's like from the beginning when he just has hair, like it's not all braided and everything.
Yeah, they could do that. I also want to point out that it's hard to tell now, but they put the clear coat that they paint on their figures onto his eyes. There's it might be hard to tell in the video, but his eyes are underneath a clear plastic thing, and like an outer eye. And there's clear coat on it, and it made his eyes really what'd you call it, washed out looking, blurry.
Foggy.
Yeah, foggy was a good description. And I started scraping it off, and it made it so much better. The only problem is I actually put tiny little scratches on his eye.
You can't see him unless you look really close, though.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see him in the video, but there's some scratches there now.
This still looks way better.
Yeah, it does. They're much brighter now. Also, we had to put on these straps here, his grenades, and then his Navi knife with sheath. We'll go over that in a little bit. And his loincloth is already on there. This little thing we had to put on. And there is big-ass machine gun that the humans gave the avatars. And he also has his base. It's a light-up base, too, which we'll show it lit up at some point. These, like, shin guards or inner shin. I don't know. I think it's for when they're riding their dragons. But
big guards.
Yeah. And,
inner shin.
This was already broke. These two little spiky plant things were broke off in the package already, but they'll be easily glued back.
We didn't buy this brand new either.
Oh, it was never open.
It was never open, but it wasn't straight from the manufacturer, so it might have been jostled around for a while.
Yeah, and he has 2 alternate hands. These are the hands that he comes with, and we had to switch the hands so he can hold his gun because there's a trigger hand and the holding the gun hand.
Holdy hand.
So with this figure, it was hard to decide where to start with because there's so much to look at on this figure. But I guess we'll just go over the body in general, the head and everything, the skin. Well, this piece up here is separate but permanent. It says in the directions, don't try to remove it. So I'm guessing you could damage it if you try to remove it. So this is up here for good. And I think they did a really nice job on the sculpt of his head. And you can see all the little pores in his skin. I really would like a better expression, though.
He looks kind of duh.
Yeah, like they could have done angry or, I don't know, something different. But nice job on his ears. I like the face paint, like the war paint they did.
I think with the expression, if they're going to have him making a regular face, they could have just, not had his mouth hanging open.
Yeah. You can see his little talky thing. And then the top part of his hair is actually sculpted. It's just plastic. And then back here it turns into real hair. And like the little white dots. It seems like the little white dots are more noticeable in the movie, so I think they should have made them stand out a little more.
Yeah.
But you can still see that they're there, it's just not as noticeable. Like, they really stand out in the movie. You always notice them white dots. But they're barely visible on this film. And moving down to his torso, they got that really long, slender body they have. And the skin's really nice all over. It looks like really detailed, textured skin. There's veins every once in a while, like on his bicep and his forearm. Got a little belly button, which I don't know why he has a belly button. Because
he was never born.
Yeah. They
did have him hooked up to stuff in the machine though, so I think they might have still had umbilical cord in the machine while they're growing.
Oh, maybe. That makes sense. This piece is permanent, I think, because it was just kind of already on it when you open it, so.
Well, I don't think you'd be able to take him apart to get it off, is the thing.
Yeah, you might be able to, but I don't want to try it. It's really detailed, though. It almost looks like it's made out of, wooden plant material.
Reeds?
Yeah.
Wait, does that have Velcro in the back?
No. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's removable. Now I feel stupid. Well, we'll take that off for a second. Almost everything we get in a Hot Toy figure that's removable is usually already separate. And there you can see his nice, sexy torso.
Belly.
There you can see the white dots a little more underneath of that. I feel stupid for saying it's not removable. It was already on it, and then it just pops right off. And there you can see his waist. And here's one part, just on this one leg here. His thigh kind of pops out of his hip there every once in a while and gets stuck outside, as you can see. I mean, you can get it back in, it's just, I don't know why that one side wants to pop out like that. But whatever. And there's his loincloth made out of real cloth. Some little strings and beads and stuff hanging out of it. They're actual beads too, which is really cool. Really tiny little beads. I hate to be the person that had to put all the beads on these. That'd be a pain in the ass.
It's not that bad.
It is!
You use a sewing needle and they go right on.
And you can see it's tied with these really big strings in the back. Here he's got his loincloth kind of wraps around his tail.
Like a sumo thong.
And his tail's a bendy tail, which is cool. Got a little bendy wire in it. This is plastic. It's not real fur or anything, but still cool. You can see his tiger stripes and some more of them white dots going down his leg. These look really nice. There's the shin guards, which I said it about the girdle thing, but I don't think you can remove these. Maybe you can, but it looks like it would be difficult. There's some more feathers down there. I really like the real feathers. What is that? It just kind of hangs there like that?
Yeah.
It's weird. And there's his feet. He's got the 5 toes on each foot. If you watch the movie, if you look closely, you'll notice that the avatars have 5 toes on each foot, 5 fingers on each hand, but the native Na'vi people, they only have 4 toes on each foot and 4 fingers on each hand. So you can see he's got the 5 fingers. Here's a look at the back of his leg guards. These are just plastic. They're not real rope or anything. And up here you can see his feathers. Most of these feathers are real feathers, but some, like these ones right here, these big ones, are plastic. But they look really nice. I thought they were real feathers at first. There's a nice design on his little armband. And over here we got some more feathers on this armband. And a beaded armband above that. And here's his grenades. I'm not sure if they're removable. Yeah, they are. You can take his grenades out. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And on the back of that, it has these little, what do you call these little fasteners?
Snap buckles?
Snap buckles. They actually work. You actually press in the tabs and unsnap them. That's how I put this on.
Just be really careful because they're very tiny and they probably break easy.
Yep. There's this real cloth strap here that holds on his knife sheath. And the knife sheath is plastic, and so is the knife. You can pull it out, or you actually rip the whole thing off. What is that, Velcro? Or? Oh, it's Velcro. It's kind of weird. I didn't realize you could pop that off like that. But there you can see the knife and the really nice designed handle.
Yeah, it really looks like it's made out of bone.
And
I actually put the sheath thing on wrong. The strap for the sheath was supposed to be underneath the strap for the grenades. And I put it on wrong and I was just like, fuck it. That's why that thing's sticking out.
Oh.
This is supposed to be underneath.
Yeah, I like all these beads in his hair too. That's really cool.
I think his hair might actually be my favorite thing about him. It's just, they did such a nice job with all those feathers and shit. It's ridiculous.
That is just awesome. So many hair. And then there's his long braid. His important braid. That's
his naughty braid.
And I already checked. It doesn't
have wigglies in it?
Oh, wait, it does. I looked before and didn't see it. I guess.
They're in there.
I mean, it's not fully detailed or anything. You would see they actually stuck some white ones in there for his little connector things. I looked real quickly before and I'm like, they didn't put it in. I figured it would have been plastic, but it's just little white pieces. But this is actually real braided hair. I mean, I don't know if it's real hair, but
no, it's not real hair.
It's braided. So I guess we'll look at the head again. Like a headdress has like a little bone in it and looks like, was that teeth or claws or something attached to the top. This looks really cool. And almost looks like bug wings as the visors.
Yeah. That's what I thought of when they first show them in the movie. They look like dragonfly wings.
There you can see his eyes. Like I said, there's an inner part of the eye. That's where the color of it is. Then there's a clear outer part. I don't think they usually do that on Hot Toys figures. I think it's just that this figure's so big that they were able to do that. There you see his nose, mouth, and there's actually some teeth inside his mouth. Now here's this really big gun. And this is the one that the human military gives the avatars to use. It's way too big for a human to use. It's got exercise handle and trigger and everything. But it looks really cool. It's really detailed. It's got different layers to it. You can see there's actually pieces inside of there. This is really nice. It's got this real cloth strap. And there's, I guess, the ammunition. And I think this pops out because I had it fall off earlier. And here's this little thing, which I guess is where it attaches in the helicopter or wherever they would mount it. So that's a really nice gun.
And humongous.
Yeah. Now here's a look at the base. It's a really detailed base. It's got, they tried to get some of the crazy plant life from the movie in there. Although the ferns look pretty Earth-like. And got some rocks, some weird little spiky things growing out of the ground. And there's where his stand goes up. Adjustable stand. And also, you stick batteries down in there. And there's the on and off switch. And it lights up. Now all these little things light up too, but they just don't light up very well. I'll turn the lights off. See, you can really see the ones on the ground. It's hard to see on camera, but these, there we go. These are lit up, they're just not lit up very brightly. It'd be nice if they were a little brighter. And these little tooth thingies are lit up too. So it'd be really awesome if they were just as bright as the ground. But it's still cool, because I'm probably not going to really ever have them on. Other than just be like, look at that. And then I'll turn it back off. Now we'll go over articulation. Everybody's favorite part. It's actually my least favorite part. I hate doing articulation. But there his head can look all over the place. Up and down. To the side. Spin around, look behind him. And I'm not sure if there's actually a joint in his neck. It feels like there is a joint in his neck, like down in here, but the skin's kind of thick, so I don't know if it really does much. Then there's joints at his shoulders. So he can put his arms away, straight up in the air. Stick them out to the side. Then his elbows. Spin them around. Then at the wrist. You can spin them, make them go to side, or if you turn that, you can make his hand go like that. So really good articulation in the arms. Then the torso really wants to move around. Lots of movement there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he can do his tribal dances.
You can give him a hunchback.
Yeah. Oh. I'm not sure what goes on here. It looks like there's a joint there, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, yeah, it does. That's where you turn him. He really wants to lean over. This joint's like one of the loosest joints on him. But still, yeah, it's really good articulation. Then at the thighs, these joints are really tight. And I think it's just because he's a big figure, they got to be tighter or he'll fall over. But it seems to be really good articulation there. His leg doesn't seem to want to kick out much further than that, but still pretty good. And then down at the knees, that's really tight there, which is good. And can you spin it?
Looks like you can a little bit.
A little tiny bit. Mostly spins up at the hips. Then down at the ankles, spin around, back and forth. So, that's pretty much it for articulation. I think it's a really good articulated figure. Okay, so I got the strap of the gun on him, and he can still hold the gun. So that's cool. And also, like I said, the torso's a little loose, and it kind of makes him lean forward if he doesn't have the base holding him up. But doesn't seem to be a problem with the base stand or whatever you call this thing. But I think he's really cool.
I agree.
And now we need to do some comparisons. So there's Jake Sully next to Star-Lord. And they're both 6-scale figures. If you've seen the Avatar movie, you know that the Na'vi are very tall because their planet has low gravity, so most of their animals are really big. And, well, we're trying to decide if that was the right height. Because I thought they were a little bigger than that, but maybe that's right. I mean, it still is the biggest Hot Toy figure we have, but I'm just not sure. Like I was saying, there's the one scene where one of them jumps on a helicopter, one of the Na'vi, and picks up a human with one hand and throws him. But I don't know, that could be the right height.
It's not just size either. They say that they're really strong and they have like ridiculous like carbon fiber stuff on their bones and makes them hard to break and everything, so.
Yeah. So that might be right. These two could really be in the same movie. I mean, just the craziness. Well, the only problem is he's not in the future. The Avatar movie's way in the future. But still, it'd be cool to see them meet, even though it's never going to happen. And there's another one that'd be cool if they met, although it also never happened for even more extreme reasons. Especially since he happened a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But, yeah, Chewbacca was one of our tallest Hot Toys, but he's a lot shorter than Jake Sully here. But they still look cool together. And there was our previously tallest Hot Toys figure, Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. And he's even shorter than this Jake Sully.
Groot would probably love Pandora.
Yeah.
You'd be right at home there.
He'd be growing all over the place. Groot could get taller, though. He can make himself taller. But as for just the figure right here, he's not as tall. But they also look really cool together.
Now time to do the tiny comparisons.
And there's one of our tiniest 6-scale figures. This is the 3-0 Tyrion from Game of Thrones. Looking up at Jake Sully. So that's quite a bit of a height.
Probably thinking, what the fuck is that thing?
Yep. Well, he's seen dragons and other things, so he might be getting used to weird shit. And here's our shortest Hot Toys figure, Rocket. And these are really tiny. But he'd be good for crawling around up on top of
He can stand on his shoulder.
Yep. There's some more big alien Hot Toys figures. Tracker Predator and Elder Predator. Which they're supposed to be really tall characters, but still pretty small compared to big-ass Jake Sully.
They'd probably love Pandora, too. They'd kill the shit out of everything. All kinds of new skulls.
There's lots of stuff they'd kill there. They probably
just murdered... Dude, the Marine people should have got them for help.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have killed everything.
They probably went after that big flying king of the air beast, or whatever it's called. Leon the Thrax, whatever his name is.
Dude, their names, there's too many weird names. I can't remember all that shit.
Yeah. There he is next to another bright-skinned alien, Gamora. And since they never made an Neytiri figure from Hot Toys, this is like the closest they can get to him standing next to Neytiri, because Zoe, whatever her name is, Saldana, I don't know how to say her name.
I think it's Zoe Saldana.
Oh.
But I could be wrong.
Well, she plays Neytiri in Avatar, and she also plays Gamora. So that's kind of like they're standing next to each other. But she's just way too short. And she's green. Doesn't have a tail. Well, she could have a tail hidden under there.
Oh, those pants are pretty tight. I think you'd be able to see it.
Yeah.
There he is with his girlfriend. She is completely to the right scale. Don't question it. That's the size she's supposed to be.
Yep. So, I really love this figure. I think it's really awesome. Really well done. I love all the accessories.
The accessories on this one are just ridiculous. I think that's the most accessories any of them's ever come with.
Any ones we got, at least. But he's got... Well, it's similar to the Elder Predator, where he's got all the beads and everything. All the little things attached to him. This is really cool. And I like that he has a bendy tail. That really big machine gun is really cool. And The light up base is really nice. And the hair, like Zombie Cat was saying earlier, the hair is like one of the best parts of this thing.
It's just ridiculous.
With all the feathers up there. He's got the removable grenades and the removable knife from his sheath. Actually move the sheath too. Feathers there, the loincloth. So much is awesome about this figure. Zombie Cat just fell.
I'm just overwhelmed.
And you should like him because he's kind of cat-like and you're cat-like.
I'm not an alien.
It does really bother me that they made a Neytiri. I think they didn't make a Neytiri because this figure was still available. This movie's been out for a while. And because of the figure still being available, that makes me think it didn't sell very well. So that's probably why they never made another.
It probably would have sold better if they just made Neytiri instead of him.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think Neytiri was a more popular character. I mean, I liked her better. I like Jake too, but she just seemed a lot more badass. Like, he was just kind of like, dude. I thought she was cooler looking too. I think it might have been because she has more alien-like features in her face and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She looks a little more cat-like than he does, just slightly. Because he's got slightly human features in him. So hopefully when they come out with Avatar 2, if they make any by Hot Toys, I hope they start with Neytiri.
Yeah, they should.
That would be awesome. And also, like I also said, it'd be nice if he would have had a screaming alternate head. Like, I understand why they didn't give you an alternate head because of all that hair. But yeah, that's just, some people wouldn't want just a screaming face. So I can understand that, I guess. And I can't wait for the next Avatar movie to come out. They are coming out with more. I think it's 3 more, actually. They're all going to be filmed back to back. And that's pretty cool. I know a lot of people had problems with Avatar. And I really thought the problems were kind of stupid. Like, I mean, I get what they're saying. Like, they're saying, oh, it's a Pocahontas in space, or it's Dance with Wolves in space. The thing about that is, I think that was completely intentional. They're taking this story and adding a twist to it. And I don't see why that's such a big problem. And the really big difference with that is the whole Avatar thing, the name of the movie. Like, if the guy is, like, going inside this body and trying to fit in, it's just, in the alien world, too, just looking at that. Like, I can almost just watch a movie of just looking at their crazy world. It just looks so cool. And all the animals in it. And fighting the mech suits, that's just really badass. Like, I just thought it was really awesome. Now, there are a couple little things that did bother me that other people mentioned, like the unobtainium. And the Zombie Cat also really had that.
That is such a dumb name.
Yeah.
That's so corny.
I mean, they could have had one little scene that could have made that better. If they just had to call it unobtainium, they could have been like, some character could have been like, who the hell named it unobtainium?
Yep. That would have made it a little bit better. It's just such a silly name.
Yeah. And there's one other thing. Oh, they keep making references to like what United States is doing in wars and stuff, like with Iraq, and I wouldn't mind that they're making references to that. It's just that they're so obvious. Like,
yeah, there was a couple times where the references were just too blatant. It's like, oh, shut up! It's a movie. And you're making a movie about blue space cats.
There's a part where they say shock and awe, which is an actual name used by U.S. fighting in the Middle East. So that just kind of, but still, there's just several things they say that like, eh. But other than that, I really liked it. I really liked watching all the Na'vi people and their animals, and I just thought it was really awesome to watch.
And one of the things that annoyed me, like, with them saying it's a ripoff of other movies, they say movies like Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves and Fern Gully, I think is one of them that was mentioned.
Yeah.
But I never heard anybody bitch about those movies being copies of each other, and they all are. They're all the basic same story.
Yeah. Well,
so if it's not a problem with them, why is it a problem with this one?
Well, it's like Star Wars. Star Wars is so popular, but like George Lucas, I think I'd even tell you that was based on other stories. Like, what was it?
Oh, that old show.
Yeah, I
can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, like Star Wars was said to be inspired a lot by Flash Gordon and things like that. And the story of someone falling in love with the enemy and then siding with them against his former people is a classic story that's been told many times. It's just another twist on it. It's also not really in space either. They always say that in space when it's on another planet, but it's not really in space. It's kind of on a planet, but whatever.
Star Wars is in space.
Yeah, part of
it. But Pandora is, Avatar is on Pandora.
There's probably like 40 seconds in the entire movie where you see in space. And I think that's just when the humans are flying home.
It seems like with a lot of people, they'll always find something to be unhappy about. They always have to have a reason to bitch. And
especially when something's that popular.
Oh, yeah. People love to hate something just because it's popular, which is really stupid.
No, if you really, truly didn't like the movie, well, then that's your opinion. But it does annoy me that it was extremely well liked when it first came out, and as soon as people on the internet started talking shit, everybody agreed. And the internet people are usually the ones that do that shit. I don't know what it is with that. It's probably going to happen to The Force Awakens soon here. People are going to keep on bitching about that, and then everybody's going to join in. And
well, that's like, I don't care if you don't like something. That's fine, as long as you don't like it for a legitimate reason instead of making up dumb bullshit.
Or disagreeing with your reading with other people. Like, oh, I really like that movie. I'm going to go look on the internet. All these people don't like it. I agree with them. I don't like it now. It's like, what? Have your own opinion.
Yep. So, where's Drax?
I don't know, actually. He kind of disappeared after our first adventure. So, I kind of got a replacement.
What do you mean you got a replacement?
Here he comes right now. Whoa, that guy's bigger than Drax. Holy shit. What is he? A freaking Smurf. Hi, guys. How you doing? Hey, yeah, this is Jake.
Where the fuck did you find that gigantic thing? What is it, like a cat?
Neytiri? Is that you? Why do you look green?
I am not whoever that is. My name's Gamora.
You're totally Neytiri. I can see it in your face and your voice. You're Neytiri.
I'm pretty sure I'd know if I was that person, which I'm not. And I'm also not a gigantic blue thing, which I'm pretty sure all your friends are, so... Nope, not me.
I am Groot.
Okay. I know that's you, Neytiri. We had sex together. You had sex with that giant blue cat thing?
I'm pretty sure I fucking didn't. I think I'd remember that. Probably hurt.
Yeah. It probably would have hurt.
Oh, damn it, man. You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh.